The price of Ethereum continues to hold steady at around $2,600 as the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap has found support after dropping from its all-time high of $4,800 earlier this month. As of press time, Ethereum is trading at $2,613, up 0.3% in the past 24 hours. The crypto's market cap currently sits at $300 billion after briefly dipping under the $300 billion level yesterday. Over the past week, Ethereum has traded in a range between $2,496 and $2,745. And despite some volatility, the overall trend for ETH remains bullish, with prices having increased almost 60% since the start of 2021. Looking ahead, some analysts expect Ethereum to hit $10,000 or more in the coming months, while others believe that it may face stiff resistance at the $3,000 level and that a pullback to the $2,000 level would not be out of the question. So what's going on with the price of Ethereum? Well, despite the recent correction, Ethereum whales continue to accumulate. In fact, just yesterday, one whale bought 263,000 ETH worth over $640 million. This brings the total number of ETH held by this particular whale to over 1 million ETH worth roughly $2.6 billion. And this isn't the only whale accumulation we've seen recently. Just last week, another whale bought 100,000 ETH, bringing their total balance to 933,000 ETH. In fact, data from Intablook shows that since mid-May, a total of 330,000 ETH since May. On the other hand, data from Glassnode shows that since August, Ethereum addresses holding between 10 and 100 ETH have been net sellers. This suggests that while large ETH holders are buying, medium-sized holders are selling. Despite this, the number of Ethereum addresses holding between 10 and 100 SCH hit a new all-time high this week, and this is likely due to the recent rally causing many to take profits. In any case, the amount of ETH being held by these two particular wallets is quite staggering. In fact, if you consider the top 10 ETH, they collectively hold over 5 million ETH, worth roughly $13.5 billion. To put this into perspective, if the top 10 ETH wallets were their own country, they would have the 18th largest economy in the world. They would even rank above the UK and France. If we look at the percentage of supply held by the top 10 wallets, we can see that it has been steadily increasing since March. At the moment, these wallets hold 3.55% of the total supply. However, unlike Bitcoin, where almost 10% of the supply is held by the top 10 wallets, there is still a lot more distribution among smaller wallets. Of course, when it comes to ETH, it is important to note that a lot of this is held by exchanges who lend out customer funds. This means that a significant portion of ETH is actually held by millions of people who have entrusted their funds to these exchanges for sale. That being said, some people are taking notice of the large amount of ETH being accumulated by whales. One analyst believes that the recent dip below $3,000 was caused by whales taking profits. However, they remain confident that ETH will eventually reach $10,000, saying the following: "It's very normal for whales to take profits when prices go up this much and this fast. What is not normal is how much they are accumulating during the dips. We can clearly see that they are preparing for an even stronger move upwards. So while some are predicting that ETH will head towards the $10,000 level, others are less optimistic." One trader believes that ETH could face stiff resistance at $3,000. If this is the case, we could see the crypto pull back towards the $2,000 level. But like I mentioned earlier, even if this happens, the amount of ETH being held by these large wallets suggests that there is still a lot of demand and interest in accumulating ETH. Will Ethereum reach $10,000? I don't know. Personally, I think it could, if enough whales continue to accumulate, but it's also possible that the $3,000 level holds strong, and SE ends up pulling back. Either way, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. With that said, if you want to stay updated on everything crypto, make sure to subscribe. Also, feel free to add me on social media. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.